Hey always, welcome back to another video, and today I'll be reacting to a Need for Speed Heat 2022 in next gen only by Black Panther. And if you like this video, like, subscribe, turn notifications on, comment down below what I should do next, and let's get right into the video.
Need for Speed 2022 could be coming to PS5 and the Xbox Series consoles only. This is huge news, so I'm here to discuss with you guys exactly what the heck does this all mean and why. And of course, if there's any Need for Speed 2022 that you want to see, well, make sure you subscribe because I cover a lot of it. But first off, can we universally agree that the mainstream media does an absolutely terrible job of reporting on Need for Speed of any kind? They decided to title and focus their articles on the fact that the game is coming out in November. This is something that already happens. The big news is that it's coming to next-gen consoles, or current-gen consoles, should I say, only. Please, media, stop treating racing games like... But anyway, let us begin with the news. Is this true? Are we only going to be able to play Need for Speed 2022 if we have a PS5 an Xbox Series console? First up, friends, I think it's going to be on PC. You don't need to worry there. That's not something you should even think about. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the case. Need for Speed is big on PC, and it lasts longer on PC from what we've seen too. This is a leak from a guy that said the game is going to be set in Miami. That's heat! The game is not going to be set in Miami because we already did that. He also went on to say that, I had no idea that Need for Speed had a fan base like Forza. It's a multi-plat that's been running for decades. It's the biggest racing franchise in the world. The only game that compares to any level is Mario Kart. And that's not even something that it's completely different. It doubles the sales of Gran Turismo at the very least, franchise-wide. So do I think this information is true, and should we trust the information from this source? I don't know. But do I think it is possible that the game could be next generation only? Yes. Now, why would Need for Speed be next generation only? There's a few reasons as to why. The main one being the advancements in technology. These consoles are, although not incredible machines by today's standards of PCs, for the price, they are freaking good. It means games can look their best, but also developers can be a little bit lazier. There's a lot of scalability due to the hardware in these, and that more so being the memory. The memory is the big one, and the more you can load onto the dump onto the memory, well, the better, especially for a racing game, especially for a racing game that struggled on its own engine because it's not a racing game engine. Streaming textures and loading things at stupidly high speeds is so much easier when you have high speed, insanely high speed, and reliable memory. But that does bring you to the question, what about PC players? Yes, you can install an SSD, but are you going to segregate that market and say, no, PC players, you have to have an SSD to play this game? That might be a bit odd. So that's the one thing to think on. Realistically, this all comes back to Frostbite being the issue. It's an FPS engine. FPS games are much slower, at least the Battlefield ones, than that of a racing game. Now, yes, they could make it work, but the issue is they don't make the engine. The engine is built by a dedicated team, so it's either they don't make a game or they do, and so they do. Other thing to remember is that Need for Speed for the last two titles has been crossplay. Can you imagine having to have crossplay between all of those platforms? That sounds very hard. The original Xbox One and the original PS4 are really getting on. They would be a big problem. But there is some good news for my PS4 and Xbox One players. Don't worry yet, my friends. The big issue is that less people get to play, correct? I have a solution. Game streaming. Now hold on. Game streaming is a thing you can do. It is here. It has landed, mostly on the Xbox side. It's been a thing on the PlayStation for longer, but they are currently regenerating how the model works. And in June, which is half a year before the game comes out, PlayStation will have a similar model. Currently on Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, you can do something which is pretty cool, which is stream the better version of the game, the Xbox One X version of Forza Horizon, and play it on your original base Xbox One. That, my friends, is freaking cool, and that, my friends, is likely going to be the same with Need for Speed. In case you didn't know, you can actually play EA games through the EA Play app using Xbox Game Pass on your Xbox. I'm surprised I did that. On your Xbox One. I'm pretty sure that PlayStation is going to follow suit with this. I imagine at some point soon you'll be able to include your EA Play with your PlayStation Plus Platinum or whatever it is. So realistically, you will still be able to play Need for Speed. You'll just need an internet connection to play it on the older platforms, which it's better than not playing it at all. And that's not forgetting November. They have to have ramped up production for these consoles. By then, there has to be a flood of these consoles because the orders for these chips and everything that are missing from these platforms, well, those have gone in 2+ years ago now. So that would be a huge delay if there's even more of a delay there. Hopefully, you'll be able to get a console by then. But I do want to round back is that this whole thing could be complete gobbledygook, garbage, rubbish, because this man, he's a bit of a baboon. Remember earlier how I said he had no idea about the Need for Speed franchise and said the location was going to be the one of Need for Speed Heat? For example, that's a pretty glaring, like, and all the articles, which were based on his findings, all are talking about the fact that the game is coming out in November. That's the focal point. That's what Need for Speed does. All useless information except the next generation thing. That's the only piece of it.
That's an advert, guys.
I'm a sexy. I'm just saying.
My facial hair can change my entire personality. You might call it retro, but I like to think it's time.
Go back right into the video, guys.
Need for thing. That's the only piece of information that's new and useful. So, do you believe that it's going to be next generation only? Is that a possibility? Would you be happy about that or frustrated about that? I'm a little bit in the middle. That's usually how I sit on things like this, because to have the next generational advantage, to have the game only on next gen consoles, that means there is a lot of headroom. That means there's so much room for expansions. When expansions get added to GTA, for example, it bogs the game down tremendously. They now have so much headroom. If they were developing the game for previous generation consoles, especially, because that means they could just turn everything up to 11 and it will run with headroom. At the same time, I would be a little bit disappointed for my friends that are currently stuck on previous generation consoles at no fault of their own, whether that be cost, whether that be the fact that you can't get a bloody console. It's not their fault, and they would be missing out on the title, at least for now. But Need for Speed being next gen only, overall, pretty cool, also not very cool. I'm the type of guy that wants everybody to be playing. I want everyone to play the damn game. I know Need for Speed is a good game. I mean, not this one specifically, I have no idea, but like, the last few have been pretty good for me. It's a tricky one, for sure, but make sure you stay subscribed to the channel if you're not already. Why? It helps me out a bunch, and of course, I definitely want to get you guys playing, so we're going to have to do some stuff to help you guys, you know. Hit like if you want to see more videos like this, and I really, really hope I can be racing with you guys really soon, specifically on Need for Speed. Peace.
And if you like this video, guys, like, subscribe, turn notifications on, comment down below what I should do next, and bye.